Have you ever loved or cared for somebody so much, but you couldn't have them?
I used to have a girl that I knew back in high school. It was in ninth grade, and I met her in JROTC. She was a grade higher than me, and then a year older than me. This girl, I mean, me and her were talking a little bit, talking for a while, and junior year, something happened with her living situations, and she actually came to me for help. She ended up moving in with me at my mom's house, and we got even more closer and whatnot, but we never actually got close enough to do anything. But there was definitely some tension there, and I guess something happened between my parents and her, and she ended up having to be forced out, and we lost contact with each other for about 2-3 years. When I finally moved out, and I moved upstate, and my sister, who stayed down Florida, which is where they were at, ended up talking, and I ended up getting in contact with her, and I started talking to her again after getting in contact with her again, and the funny thing about it is that we were actually like still really close. She definitely matured a lot more than the last time I met her, and I mean, we were really gonna hit it off and try to be together and whatnot. But I guess something happened where she just lost interest in me for some reason, and it just really fucking hurt me because we were talking for a long while. We're talking about all these plans we have with each other, and it doesn't really help with the fact that I ended up moving back down to Florida, where she was at, and I ended up getting in trouble with the law, and the only support that I had was back up north. So I ended up moving after, like, literally the week that I was supposed to move. She just completely cut all contact with me, like never talked to me, and she's never explained to me like why and all this, and it sucks. I mean, I kind of really wish I would have hit off, but I guess it's whatever. It's love to be learned, something to learn from. I can always try better.
Well, mine definitely is a lot more less on the lovey-dovey side. I definitely have much greater care when it comes to preserving and helping out friends and friendship, because nothing ever pains me more than to see one of my friends in pain or upset or really in need of help in any sort of stance, but I can't help them because I'm not there. There have been many times when, I don't know, Dean is sounding so depressed, or some other friends are sounding so in the dumps, and I can never help them because I'm not there. I can't be there to hug Dean in real life to give him that comfort, and I'm often very limited in what I can help with mentally because I'm very new to this. Everyone is fleeting by with all these different relationships and all that stuff. I've never had a real interest, so I've not really gotten experience. I can't help someone with a breakup as much as I can help someone who lost a friend. That definitely hurts a lot more than I'd want it to, especially when it comes to, recently someone had to take a break from games and online stuff in general, and because I'm not there with them to help them, I can't help them, and it drove me to sadness. I didn't know what to do. I things started filling my head. I didn't know whether I was being ignored, if I should just let them have the time that they need to recover. I don't know. I didn't know.
Did at one point. The one that I wanted at the end broke my heart worse than I ever could. For my wedding. And he decided you don't not once but twice.
There is someone that happened to before that I don't
Okay,
feel the
okay.
same way to anymore, which is, feel better for myself because I don't want to deal with that anymore. It was actually one of my exes. They reappeared in my life, and it caused me a lot of problems at that time. It caused me really, really, really big problems. But all that happened is just caused problems. But in the end, I still am a really good friend with that person. They really mean a lot to me, even though we're still not together. Even though it wasn't the best breakup too, we still became friends. And we're really, really insanely close. So I would say in the end, it kind of turned out alright. Even though it was not good for a while, to say the least.
I would say this could be actually the way that I kind of tell everybody on the channel about this stuff too, aside from just the stream. So basically, a couple months ago, as you guys all knew, and as you did as well, Helen and I were a thing for quite a while, and we ended up splitting up, and her being in Greece and me being in the US, it had plenty of its own difficulties, and there was a lot of times that, we would be off doing our own stuff and having fun, living our lives and everything, but not being able to obviously see each other, which was pretty rough, especially when you care for somebody so much. And I know that a lot of people, you hear that, the long distance relationship thing, a lot of people are like, oh, how can you care for somebody if you never even really met them? Well, we did end up meeting each other on 2 separate occasions and spent most of our days chatting if I wasn't working on something, if she wasn't working on something. But with the distance and everything, we ended up recently, a couple months back, splitting up. And it's mainly because of the distance and us focusing on our own lives. And it was pretty rough, and us adjusting back and just kind of moving on and everything and still being friends. We're good and everything, but it's rough. And it definitely had its own difficulties, and coming to that decision was not an easy one to do, but we did it, and it sucked. And being able to live for a year and a half without being able to, have the other person and such, was really hard to do. So yeah, I would say that would probably be one of the hardest times that I personally had to experience.